Welcome to the 8th concert in the ALIVEmusica series, a production of the Howland Chamber Music Circle in collaboration with Newburgh Chamber Music, Pauling Concert Series, the Chapel Restoration in Cold Spring, New York, and media sponsor Classical WMHT-FM. We'd like to thank the Stevens Family Fund's generous matching grant, as well as all of the foundation, corporate, and individual donors like you that make this series possible. Good evening. I'm Carl Gutowski, concert manager of the Howland Chamber Music Circle. Tonight, we're very pleased to present the duo of Tessa Lark on violin and Michael Thurber on bass. This duo, unlike any other, has fused their classical and American music influences to create a wholly original sound. Tessa Lark explains, I grew up in Kentucky playing bluegrass long before I started my career as a classical musician, so I've always longed for an outlet to integrate my American music roots into my performances. Michael Thurber adds, the fiddle and bass are such versatile instruments that have played vital roles in so many musical traditions around the world. It feels so natural to explore the full range of our music heritage and not be bound by musical genre. It's clearly working. Strad magazine reported on their performance for the Mostly Mozart Festival, quote, with exhilarating teamwork, humor, and educational instincts, the two musicians charmed an eager crowd. Your donations are what make it possible to bring these performances to you and to support the musicians, giving them the opportunity they crave to play in a real concert hall in front of a small audience, and helping them to survive these difficult times. Your support also helps to sustain our organizations so that we will be here when all are able to return to the concert hall. To make a donation to the presenter of your choice, go to ALIVEmusica.org. Your donations to ALIVEmusica keep classical music alive. And please, tell your friends about this concert. It'll be available on all of the co-presenter websites through April 25th. And now, words of welcome from our generous co-presenters. Please, stay safe and enjoy the concert.
Hello, I'm Carol Cowan. Welcome to today's concert. While I'm still missing performing and attending in-person concerts, I'm grateful that our consortium of chamber music organizations in the Hudson Valley has continued to present this ALIVEmusica series showcasing young artists. This concert is especially joyful and a delightful way to celebrate the spring season. The Tessa Lark and Michael Thurber duo present original arrangements of all types of music and an engaging fusion of styles. You can read more about their amazing accomplishments on their website, larkandthurber.com. Thank you for any contribution you can give to our organizations, and we hope you enjoy this concert. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Ned Reed. I'm president of the Pauling Concert Series, and I want to welcome you to another one of these evening concerts, this time with Tessa Lark and Michael Thurber. I sort of feel like we've turned a corner on the year, and with two more concerts after tonight in the spring, we hope by summer and next fall that our respective presenting organizations will have concerts for you to enjoy in person. But in the meantime, please enjoy tonight's concert, and please give generously in the donation box when you register. Thank you very much. Enjoy.
How are you guys? Come on, I know there's only like 8 of us, but how are you? Sonny, we're here together. This is amazing to be here playing for real human beings. It's also terrifying because we've been playing behind a camera in our music studio for almost the last year, over the last year. And this is one of the first times that we've actually played for real people. This is officially definitely the biggest crowd we've ever played for in the last year. So I'm sure you already figured this out, but I'm Tessa Lark and this is Michael Thurber.
Lots of things have changed in quarantine.
And we're gonna play some music for you today. So you're gonna hear music that ranges sort of the gamut of style and age. We're going to play some music that's over 300 years old, other music that's literally happening right now in front of you in the moment. And for us, this is just sort of a natural approach to music. Tessa and I both sort of play by 2 mottos. One is that good music is good music, and that's the only genre. And the other motto is that we're Americans, and so we try to stay true to all of our different American influences. Our sort of overlap is European classical tradition, but I'm sort of from the blues and jazz and pop side of things, and Tessa grew up in Kentucky.
Yeah, my dad plays bluegrass banjo. I played the mandolin before I ever played the violin, so bluegrass is in my blood, and we really love bringing those American folk influences together in our own music, along with the Western music that we play as well.
Which is a piece you just heard, right?
Yes, Wooden Soldier, and that was a piece that you wrote with your dear friend Eddie Barbash, who's the lone saxophone bluegrass player in the world, a friend of yours from the Late Show Band days and Juilliard days. So I love the piece so much, and I asked if we could play it and make it into a sort of folksy melody. So that's the first tune that we played for you, Wooden Soldier. And now we'll sort of dive into our Western classical influence of things.
So the other thing that we first started to play as a duo, because believe it or not, there's not a lot of repertoire for bass and violin, was the Bach piano inventions. And we transcribed all of them so that I would play the left hand, or attempt to play the left hand on the bass, and Tessa would play the right hand. So you're going to hear one of those right now. This is Bach's C major piano invention, and we're going to flow right seamlessly into another original entitled Tumble Time that's actually loosely based off of the thematic material of the Bach invention. So you'll sort of hear them, two sides of what we do. Thank you. Nice. So we're going to keep things moving. We're going to jump into a little suite of Bach inventions right now. So this will be his C minor invention, his D minor invention, and his F major invention, all sort of back to back. And the wonderful thing about these pieces is that they're very short. And so if there's one that you don't particularly like, just sit tight, because it'll be done in about a minute and a half or 2 minutes. And if you do like it, we play a bunch of them, so there'll be more. It's the best of both worlds.
So much fun for me to play those because it's relatively simple, this piano arrangement on the violin, and then I look over at Michael and he's moving, you know, like up and down.
I got to pull my weight. I got to keep up with her, you know. So.
No, it's absolutely Paganini feats on the bass.
Well,
so yeah, the next piece we'll play is another tune of ours. This is called. Yes, it is. This is called Cedar and Sage, and this tune is probably one of the pieces that came about most organically for us. We tend to write music together. Michael comes with most of the goods, and I usually just say that sounds awesome, and then I get a composer credit for just saying it sounds great. Yeah, thanks.
No, that's an important thing, because if we're not both into it, then there's no point in finishing a piece of music. You know, it's never going to have the right energy. So
yeah, so this one had a good energy, and what Michael did was actually play what is standardly a guitar picking lick, but he put it on the bass, and it sounded super groovy and amazing, and I was really inspired to play some, you know, bluesy melodies around that. And there are also really cool sounds that the violin can make that violinists don't get to use because it's not sounds that project so much, like pan flute sort of noises, and with the bass it's a great time for the violin to sort of showcase its more intimate sound colors. So for me it's a lot of fun to explore these different tones in this tune. So it's a lot of fun, this one, Cedar and Sage. and I have to say, it's so amazing to play in here in the cultural center here at Howland. It's a beautiful day. It's a gorgeous town. We haven't been here before, but the acoustics are incredible.
They're incredible.
It's really nice to also be out of our 12 by 12 apartment studio playing music in a real venue.
It is, and with all of the art around, this is just such a special location. I wish you guys on the camera could see all of this. It's very, very cool.
Yeah.
We're going to keep the music rolling, so we're going to do another sort of medley type of situation where we're going to start with another Bach invention. We're going to do B minor, which is one of my favorites. And then we're going to go into another original composition, or another original invention, if you will. And this one is called Weathervane. And it was inspired by a trip that we took to Tessa's parents' house in Kentucky. And they have this beautiful old barn on their property. And on top of the barn is this little weather vane. And we were there one fall, so it was a very sort of pensive, blustery day in the foothills of Kentucky on their beautiful property, no other houses around. And every time the wind would shift, this weather vane would make a slightly different tone when it would change directions. And something about that I just thought was really inspiring. So this piece, you'll sort of hear this floatiness that changes on a dime in different directions. So that'll be in the middle, and then we're going to end with another Bach invention, the G major invention. So this will be B minor, weather vane, G major. I hope you enjoy it. guys are so sweet. So this is my favorite part of the program because I get to do what I do best, which is nothing. I get to leave the stage and relax and hand it over to personally one of my favorite violinists in the world. I think she's incredible. So Tessa, take it away.
I'll give you more of the check for that.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. So what I'm going to play for you is a tune of mine that I call Appalachian Fantasy. You may have noticed that we are playing a lot of medleys here, and that's actually quite traditional in the American folk world. The joke in bluegrass music is that once you've heard one bluegrass tune, you've heard them both. And I'm going to play both of those tunes for you, but I guess the sentiment to that is that there is such a specificity to the sound of bluegrass music, and so you can string different tunes together. They just flow just perfectly from one to another. So that's what I do in this Appalachian Fantasy of mine. This came about because I did a CD project called Fantasy, and I was playing a bunch of classical fantasias and fantasies on it, but I wanted to give a nod to my upbringing in Kentucky. I was trying to figure out how to do that on a totally classical CD. So what I did was I took a melody from Schubert's Violin and Piano Fantasy and stole it and turned it into an Appalachian old-time style ballad. I actually find a really striking similarity between Schubert's music and old-time music in that there is a poignancy and profoundness in the simplicity of the music, and it really just speaks to human sorrow, just like old-time music does, coal miners in the Kentucky Appalachian region. So I start the tune with music inspired by Schubert, then I go straight into a tune of mine inspired by Brahms. There's a trend here. Stravinsky said actually the greatest composers knew how to steal music the best. And then finally, I will finish off the medley with Bonaparte's Retreat, which is the fiddle tune that Aaron Copland actually uses in his hoedown from Rodeo. And it requires a different tuning on the violin. This is called Dead Man's Tuning, and it sounds a lot more like bagpipes, very resonant sound, and I think that sort of is a nod to the Scots-Irish influence of Appalachian music in Kentucky. special to have all of your energies in here. Really amazing. Had no idea how. I mean, I knew we missed it, but you don't really know until you have it back. This is absolutely phenomenal.
We're going to do another original tune. This is one that we wrote a few years ago for really good friends of ours that live in San Francisco. So I'll tell you the story really quick because it's a good story. At least we think it's a really good story. So we have this couple that we're very close with, and we stay with them every time we're in San Francisco playing. Their names are Tom and Nancy, very good friends. And they're the kind of people that have that joie de vivre, that you go over to their house and immediately there's amazing food. They have this incredible wine cellar, so some ancient, incredible bottle of wine comes out. You start having wine, start catching up. It's like the best night ever. Before you know it, there's like multiple empty wine bottles on the table, and all of the problems of the world are solved. And it's incredible. And then you go to bed, and you wake up the next morning, and suddenly all of those problems are not only back, but they're worse than they were the night before. And you feel so tired, and you kind of have this haze about you, but you're so happy because you love Tom and Nancy, and so you end up doing it all over again the next time you see them. And so this feeling of the next morning, we started to call it getting Tom and Nancy. And so that is the name of this composition, Tom and Nancy. And it sort of takes you through an evening with Tom and Nancy. You'll sort of hear that whole progression that you just heard me say. And Tessa sort of informally plays the role of Nancy, and I informally play the role of Tom.
Tom's showing off his bottles of wine while Nancy is talking over him, and the whole thing happens in this tune.
So enjoy Tom and Nancy. You guys are going to have to travel with us.
Yeah, we're
Come to
taking
our next
you with
apartment concert, please. That would be so much more fun. Oh man! So that was Tom and Nancy, and I feel like we would just love to stay here all week and play for you every day, but but alas, this is our last tune, at least for this visit, for this round. And we wanted to just give a special thank you to everybody at Howland for bringing us this amazing camera and sound crew, for making this look and feel so wonderful. What a wild year, but it's because of folks like you that we've been able to make it through this year and actually have some really great memories making music despite the strangeness of it all. And so that's really thanks to organizations like you all. So thank you so much. This is just so wonderful. And we're going to play our last original, which is perfectly titled.
Yeah, so usually we feel it's perfectly titled because it's called Until We Meet Again. And for a lot of these live streams, we've been saying, until we meet again, we'll look forward to the day we can see you. But now we're, fingers crossed, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. We're actually meeting again here, and it's feeling like spring in the air. There's a lot of optimism around. So there's a little tinge of positivity now to offering this tune to you until we meet again. And it's just been amazing, again, to see all of these live streams that Howland has been presenting, just top notch, and really an honor to be part of that now and be here in your community. So thank you, and until we meet again.
Your donations are what makes it possible to bring these performances to you, supporting out-of-work musicians, giving them the opportunity they crave to play in a real concert hall, and helping them to survive these difficult times. Your support also helps to sustain our organizations so that we will be here when we are all able to return to the concert hall. To make a donation to the presenter of your choice, go to ALIVEmusica.org. Your donations to ALIVEmusica keep classical music alive.